Well, good afternoon, everyone, and happy August to everyone. And thanks so much for joining us for our next installation of our Meet the Midwest BDC Team podcast series. I am here and to announce that we do have a new staff person, Montre Moore, who is our Midwest BDC Membership Engagement Director. He is definitely not new to Midwest BDC, but you all you all are probably new to Montre. So, just as a reminder, my name is Marnese Jackson, and I am the Executive Director of the Midwest Building Decarbonization Coalition. And our mission is to decarbonize the Midwestern building sector before 2050. That means getting all that yucky stuff out of buildings, homes, residential homes, schools before 2050. And so our mission is just to do that. In our states that we focus on are Indiana, Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan, and Ohio. And so the Midwest BDC was founded in the first place to bring together members across the Midwest because we are plagued with environmental and energy burden. And so we have an organizational structure that emphasizes operating by the HIMES principles for democratic organizing, the climate justice principles, and centering our work around the people who have been impacted by energy burden and environmental racism. And so joining me today is Montre Moore, our Director of Membership Engagement. And Montre joined the team last week, okay, but he's been out there. He was at our equity summit, and he has been actually behind the scenes planning our equity summit and been a general member. And Montre is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And Montre, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and bring you into the conversation. Can you introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Good afternoon, everyone. Montre Moore from the great state of Wisconsin. As I always say, all things environmental, all things climate justice, because literally that's what our space requires right now. That's what this time and history requires, an all hands on deck approach. And so super excited to be with you, even more excited to be now an official staff member of the Midwest BDC, now transitioning from the member role over to a staffing role and hopefully taking those experiences and really building out our programs to a level like none other. And so, yes, I'm from the great state of Wisconsin, born and raised in Milwaukee. I have two adorable children. If you ask me why I do this work, it is them. They are the lifeblood that runs through my energy, regardless of how tired some of these days may get. I always keep those two little people at the forefront of my mind because they are my everything. And so that's the level of attention I hope to spread across the Midwest. We have such an amazing opportunity where we lie on the planet. And I just hope that, and I pray that we take advantage of this moment and we do what we can while we can.
I totally agree. Midwest, we do definitely have a great opportunity. And I tell people all the time when I'm traveling, like the Midwest is actually the best. And a lot of decisions as far as things in our society comes out of the Midwest. And so, can you tell me how is the Midwest Building Decarbonization Coalition different than other groups tackling decarbonization, building decarbonization? And you coming from two different roles, membership. You kind of moved up the membership engagement ladder, right? You've been a general member, then you started leading stuff within the coalition. Now you're on staff. So why are we so different?
Well, one of the reasons you're so different, and one of the reasons I wanted to be here, is because the Midwest BDC centers equity within their work. I have traveled the Midwest, I've traveled the country, and all too often, I'm one of a few Black folks in the room. And so we have to understand not only the gap that we need to fill, we have to understand our opportunity in the moment. And yes, I came across the Midwest BDC from another colleague of mine, and I was extremely impressed with how I came into the room, and I wasn't the only one there. And the work directly impacted, again, those who are most impacted. by what we're calling climate change and pollution. And so, yes, the Midwest BDC not only centers equity, it is the founding platform in which the work moves on. And
Mhm.
so that's why, again, I thought this was a ideal space for me to continue this work.
Thank you. So now that you are moving from the membership role into now actually directing, managing our membership program, how does this experience inform your work, and what do you plan to bring to our membership program?
Well, first and foremost, I plan to bring the voice of the membership.
Mhm.
Um, I come from a planning background. I spent the last 5 years with the Southeast Wisconsin Regional Planning Commission.
Mhm.
That organization focuses on long range plans, things that touch transportation, land use, and environmental. And some of these plans go out 50 years. So when I say plans are being made for you, they are. And we need to know and understand and take part in those plans and not simply be a part of the reaction of them. And so, with that understanding, I definitely want to make sure that as we're building out our programs, building out our facility, and to engage with our membership, the voice of the members are a key part of that. Understanding their issues, understanding their barriers, understanding what they need to ensure that their voice are part of those plans and those interactions are meaningful and powerful.
Yeah, and when you're into big organizations, association networks, members are the lifeblood of any organization. Bottom line, whether it's a paid membership or a volunteer membership hold everything together. And I don't think a lot of people really leverage what it means to be in coalitions together and understanding your role. And I love the fact that you said that moving beyond reactionary. I think in our society, we that's something that we have to learn to do better at not doing being reactionary, because it makes us more emotional and not logical, in my opinion. Of course, you can push back, and it gets us into the point of not really solving these complex issues, or even planning ahead. In my opinion, I don't know what your thoughts about stuff like that, but it kind of bothers me a lot. Yes, emotions are going to happen because we see all these atrocities happen, but
Mhm.
sometimes we have to take a step back and really look at things logically from a standpoint of planning ahead. So, things won't continue to happen. So I don't know. I just
I mean, that's absolutely right. Just your whole point on being reactionary. That requires no plan whatsoever. You react to what is happening. But to be proactive requires you to bring people closer and educate them, help them understand these issues. Therefore, a plan can be made and you can have proper action to that plan. So it only makes sense. And that's where we are as a community. There are some amazing things happening within the environmental climate justice space right now. But it pains me that too many of Black and Brown folks simply don't know and understand it. And that's why I'm so proud to be a part of this space that's going to elevate that, definitely not only across the Midwest, but this work is going to be reached all across the world. And we need to know and understand that. And we need to take it that serious because now is our moment and we simply cannot drop the ball.
yeah, we are up against a lot, uh nationally and internationally in regards to climate and environmental issues. So for the next 5 to 10 years, because clearly we're at the tipping point, it's getting warmer, it's getting hotter. A lot of climate impacts are happening with storms, utility shut offs, not reliable grid. What would you like to see the coalition doing between 5 to 10 years? And coalitions are not supposed to be here for that long. We're supposed to kind of pretty much work ourselves out of a job, and solve the issue. But unfortunately, we we have a lot of climate impacts that are going to continue to happen, unfortunately. So dream big. What do you hope to see the coalition doing in like the next 5 years? Let's just stay there.
Well, absolutely. Well, I think the foundation on what we need to do and what the charge we have in front of us is to educate our communities
Mhm.
to where these conversations are commonplace amongst our family and friends, and to where we actually see, the legislation that was recently passed prosper within our communities. So we see solar on our schools, we see solar on our churches, and it's something that we as a community not only are benefiting from, we're actually leveraging to take on new creative opportunities for ourselves, from entrepreneurships within workforce development to safer, cleaner, more energy efficient communities. And so, if we do our job, again, this foreign topic of is climate change real? Well, that's over. We've solved that conversation. But now, what are we going to do about it? So, again, just actually seeing hands on the ground and the work in motion, I think would be amazing in Black and Brown communities across the Midwest. Because again, we are the most impacted, but I think we should be the most impactful in this space and moving our communities forward.
Thank you so much, Montre. So outside of work, okay, what do you do, to, enjoy in life outside of saving the world, saving the environment? What do you enjoy spending your time? Tell the people.
Most anything I enjoy doing is just spending time with the kids. They drive me nuts. However, I love them with every ounce of my being. It's those little moments that you realize, like, wow, this is going to be a short period of time, and I won't get this back. So let me take time and really appreciate it.
Hmm.
So just quiet time with the family again, because this work gets so heavy, and sometimes you just need to kind of take a step away and laugh and enjoy your family and enjoy friends. So I love enjoying the people aspect. I love having a good time with folks that I hold near and dear to my heart. So yeah, and I think that's important for all of us to always be mindful of and continue to move in that direction. Like, yes, this is a doom and gloom situation, but however, this is also a great opportunity for us to really bring more communities into the fold, educate our communities, and be a part of the solution. Also, even though it sometimes is a little bit looked down upon, I love golf. I golf at least a couple times a month when I can get away. And on the golf course, I love having conversations about climate change and how we can do better. So I at least try to balance out the good and the bad. Golf is a
Yeah, yeah.
networking opportunity. So it's an
We
opportunity to have a conversation.
I tell people all the time, we all play a role in this environmental and climate, impacts. We all play a role, unfortunately, and that's just how the system kind of has us set up. We're playing a role in it. So all we can continue to do is educate,
Yep.
do our best to do things in moderation, golfing is cool, I have heard. But maybe we can have more sustainable practices out there. So maybe we can start introducing these golf places to more sustainable practices. I don't know what that looks like though.
I can tell you what it looks like. I was actually a part of a conversation with our county executive here in the county of Milwaukee, and they have installed, I believe, 6 AstroTurf greens across the county. I'm looking for sustainability, looking for an opportunity to talk again more about green infrastructure. So slowly but surely, there are some opportunities to even take a sport like golf that is sometimes very energy inefficient and actually take some turns in the right direction. So yeah, there's some good conversations that are happening and going on.
Yeah, and I sometimes we just don't know that we're doing things wrong until you have people who are around environmentalists to say, "Hey, we've been doing this wrong," and that's good because we have to relearn, unlearn and relearn so we can get better. So shout out to Maple Grove Citizens for Sustainability and Linda for tuning in today on Meet the Team podcast. And so, Montre, we really appreciate you coming on, doing the hard work, and we look forward to you advancing our membership program. And just FYI, if you have not become a member of Midwest Building Decarbonization Coalition, please sign up. Go to our website at www.midwestdecarb.org. It's right there. Thank you so much. And then, stay tuned on what's happening. We have a lot of events coming up um, in the month of August. And so we have our funding program. We're granting out to members of the community. So that's empowerment grants and participation stipends. We grant out to community organizations and individuals to come in, learn, do projects in their respective community. So go ahead and apply for that. Go to our website. And the application is actually really easy. So you just show up, do the work, do it in your community, and there you go. And you just report it out. As simple as that. Um, And we have some upcoming trainings coming up in August. Yes, I am back with my eco womanism and eco feminism training coming up on next week. Come learn about both theories so we put some things into practice. And then we also have a training our August Inflation Reduction Act rebate public hearing prep session so you can get out and continue to go to those state energy offices to advocate for clean and healthy rebates. So, and we have some also empowerment grant podcasts that are coming up. So tune into those. Go to our website. We are on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, but Twitter is we do. I just I'm an advocate for always starting something new. And I think it's time for us to start making that movement to transition to something else. I'm not the one to do that, but I would definitely sign on to something else. But we're on X and we're on Instagram, so go follow us. Okay. So Entree, I'll see you in the next Zoom meeting.
Yes, you
And,
will.
and everyone else, I'll see you out here in these Midwest BDC clean energy, environmental energy meetings in the world. So you all have a wonderful Thursday. Today's Thursday. Oh my gosh. 8-8. Oh, okay. So
All day.
have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.